sporting action, because you know that's all we do right here. Anything relating to sports, we do that right here on Sports Frenzy. And tonight, show is brought to you by Let's Care Medical. Let's Care Medical, visit them at shop number 5 Josie Plaza, Mandeville. And the telephone numbers, because that's key. It's 1-876-532-6095 and 876-494-8884. And also remember that they also do home visits, so don't think that it's just you have to go in and visit. They also do home visits, so ensure that you check out our sponsor. And we have to give a shout out to their CEO once again. Shakes are coming on board as being the first sponsor, and for all those who are on the stream, guys, we're looking for more sponsorships, so please jump on board, man. Don't be them type of people who just jump on the ready make thing. They here from the beginning and support the thing. With that being said, tonight we'll be discussing some NFL action. We saw the Super Bowl over the weekend, and we'll be also discussing some EPL action. First and foremost, good night. Welcome Shakes, our guest. Also welcome Jason, another of our guests. And tonight we also have the NFL expert, the man who called it correctly, Wally in the building. He said the GOAT would win number 7, and so said, so done. Welcome, boss man.
Greetings.
And with that being said, we're going to start right at the NFL. And we're going to start with Shakes himself, because Shakes came on here and said that he expected that Kansas City Chiefs would have won by a whopping 15 points. However, it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who absolutely massacred the Kansas City Chiefs by 31 points to 9. Shakes, what went wrong for the Chiefs on the night? And what went well? Hold on. What went wrong for Kansas City Chiefs? Because I'm not talking about the Coventry Buccaneers, but let's have to leave that to the goal.
Boy, good night. What went wrong for the Chiefs? I believe a whole lot went wrong for the Chiefs. Starting with basically the first play that the Chiefs made, where Mahomes threw that ball to I believe it was Tyreek Hill, and he hit him on the grill. I believe that missed opportunity to actually go in the lead, it just went downhill for them right after that. You say you don't want me to talk about Tampa, but Tampa's defense after that missed opportunity was just elite. I'll call it elite, right? We had some unfortunate penalties for the Chiefs. Some of them I thought were ridiculous. Wally can probably even correlate with what I'm saying when we compare the Bucs game versus the Packers in terms of the holding that was going on in that game wasn't even as bad as the holding that was taking place in the Super Bowl finals, and they allowed a lot of those holding plays to just go. Yes, it was mainly the Chiefs that were doing the holding, but for me, if you're in a Super Bowl final, some plays you just have to let go. I just think that the refs were very, if you want to call it, card happy. So they just kept on throwing the flags out and out. The penalties just did not help the Chiefs. And I believe that affected them psychologically, because the Buccaneers got into the heads, because it was really one man initially in terms of Jones and the Chiefs, and then got into Matthews' head after, where they just ran right against them. And it showed in the scoreline, where one team was just psychologically better on the day. I believe that they were more focused. If some people want to say they were more prepared, maybe because they had Tom Brady as the quote-unquote coordinator for the team. His experience definitely showed in the long run. For Mahomes, I still think he played excellently. You can't have a quarterback throwing a
Shakes, why,
ball
why,
and
why, why,
expect.
why kill my next question, boss man? I was going to ask you what you make of how Mahomes performed in the game
Oh
itself.
well, I mean, I give him a 8 out of a 10. I'll hear what Wally's assessment on him, but I give him a 8 out of 10. As I was about to say, a quarterback cannot throw a ball and catch it himself. If he were Superman, he would literally try to do that for his team last night because boy, some slips that I saw from the Chiefs, it was just ridiculous. Kelsey slipped probably like 2 times, Tyreek Hill slipped 1 time. Yeah, there was great coverage on both of them, but some slips, the penalties, as I said, some catches were just banging the players on their helmets. Um, I don't know what to say. It was just very unfortunate. I would have wanted to see, even if Bucks were still to win, I would have still wanted to see a competitive game. I believe a lot of persons missed out on that because one man came to play for the Chiefs. I don't think the others came
All right,
and
so
gave
Jason,
and gave their A game. If I'm grading both the defensive line and the offensive line, except Mahomes, I'm giving them a 5 out of a 10.
you're kidding, man. -5, you must mean. Anyways, Jason, I'm going to bring you in on this, right? Because if memory serves me correct, I saw a stat that said that Mahomes ran like 481 yards just to avoid the Buccaneers defense and still managed to make those brilliant passes. Before we came on here, Shakes was mentioning a play he made where he threw the ball. He was literally on the floor and he threw the ball right down into the end zone, and yet there wasn't a man on the end to catch it. What do you make of Mahomes' performance, Jason?
Um, in
Jason,
the
you go on.
sense that, I hear me now?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Shakes in the sense that Mahomes tried his best to create opportunities for the Chiefs to take advantage of the Bucks. If he was literally Superman, he would have tried to throw it and catch it himself. But I just agree that the Chiefs' offensive line let him down. I saw that attempt. It was a gravity defying attempt. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, man,
Um,
Neither.
first off.
I don't think I've seen that before. But overall, I just think that the rest of the offensive line let him down. I mean, not to even get a touchdown, that is just beyond disappointing. And I think many persons might speak to what he could achieve if he was 100% fit. I know he had that toe. It was a toe injury that he was carrying,
Yeah, man.
but overall, overall, you see, when you're coming against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, you need
Have to
not even
come with the A game.
100%. You need to be 150, 200% if you want to get anything against a Tom Brady-led team. I saw a weird comparison, like a stat to say that Tom Brady, like the percentage of Tom Brady making the Super Bowl is more guaranteed than Steph making a three-pointer in the NBA.
Ridiculous, man.
because he's made what 10 out of in his 21 seasons he's made 10 Super Bowls, which is about what 47%, and Steph's career three-pointer is like about 43. So overall, I mean, credit to Tampa Bay. They brought their first title back since what 2003, I believe. 2003. So overall, it was, I mean, between him and Rob Gronkowski, the veterans, bringing back a title to Tampa Bay. So Mahomes will be disappointed, but I mean, he's 25, so he will
But
be
Jason,
back.
are you leaving out Fournette because Fournette was very good as well. He has been very good right throughout the season, and
Yeah, yeah.
it surprised me that you didn't actually give the owners, the Glazers, any sort of congratulations.
I mean,
More
I know
money
they
in their
must.
pocket.
I know they must be elated. They must be elated because they're Americans. So I mean, they're hard to be more with the NFL more than English football in my
Agreed
estimation.
upon.
So I know they must be ecstatic beyond compare to see that. And I mean, Tom Brady came out and said he has at least what 2 more years, Wally. So let's see what they can achieve. out of the years that has left.
All right, so move over to the guru himself. Wally, are these two fellow analysts are just plainly making excuses, or Mahomes was that good and his offensive line was very poor, or it was just that Bucks defense was super right throughout the entirety of the match?
So as I said in no uncertain terms last live, and Mr. Shakes said you can see the Tom Brady written all over me. But what this result demonstrates here is the sound, unbiased clinical assessment that was provided
Whoa,
last night.
whoa.
Good one, Wally. Good one.
So as I had indicated in the last line, this Bucks defense is elite. Remember, they went through the New Orleans Saints, they went through Green Bay, and now they went through the Chiefs. The stat that I provided last week in terms of pass protection win rate, right? The Green Bay Packers was number one in the league with the pass protection win rate. And yet still, this Bucks defense was able to cause him to be hurried 22 times, the most ever in his postseason career. So this is really showing how elite this Bucks defense is. I would actually say that for this Super Bowl, Tom Brady, Tom Bowles, and that defensive line should be co-MVPs because they played an excellent game. I mean, you gave you referenced the stat earlier, Levon, that I think it's between 450 and 800 yards Patrick Mahomes ran just to avoid the sack, which proved that the pressure that they were able to get on the quarterback was tremendous and really didn't allow him to get a lot of time to throw it with comfort. Now, which brings me to the offensive line. It's a combination of two things. One, they lost some key personnel in their offensive line prior to the finals, and so three persons that Shakes indicating. So they pretty much had a makeshift offensive line. So having a makeshift offensive line in addition to having such an elite defensive line that is able to get pressure on the quarterback if everyone was there, which we saw with Green Bay, much less if you have a makeshift offensive line. So they were under tremendous pressure
All right,
for the whole game.
hold on a second though, Wally.
Sure.
One question, right? Even though they missed three players, right?
Mhm.
Take into consideration that Patrick Mahomes was put under so much severe pressure, right? And even though he was put under that amount of pressure, he still managed to make those passes to the receivers, and yet they were the one who fumbled and didn't make those catches. As Shakes pointed out, on around 2 or 3 occasions, there were chances for them to actually catch the ball, and they didn't. So I understand where you're coming from. We're saying that had those three players been there, it might have been different. However, even though they weren't there, Patrick Mahomes was still super enough to still get those passes into them. It was more them that wasn't on hand to actually catch the ball.
Can I insert a
No, well,
point
you see, the
here?
thing is that
All right, hold on, Wally.
so the thing is that if you there were indeed some drop catches, but if you look at the majority of the pass attempts that were made, the lack of completions, the drop passes made up a small percentage of those incompletions. It really was, if you watch the game again, it really was just Mahomes having not enough time to throw the ball, one, and then two, they both double teamed Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill for the game. They made up their mind. They took a Bill Belichick approach in the sense that they said that we are not going to allow your best players to beat us. You're going to have to find something else to be able to beat us. And Yes, yes, we're live. I'm you, man. So you were able, they were able to get the pressure, and just to emphasize, the front four or five, they were outstanding, because they were able to double team both Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. And when you double team, it means that there is space in the middle of the field for you to complete passes. But the pressure was so extensive that Mahomes couldn't even take advantage of that. So this defense was, Shakes used the right term, absolutely elite. Absolutely elite.
But
And
Wally, before we came on as well, right? Shakes was
sure.
saying to me that the defensive line for Chiefs, that was Jones, right, Shakes?
Go again?
The defensive line Jones for Chiefs.
Yeah.
You're saying
As
that
in
he had. Go ahead, go ahead.
Tampa got into his head.
Yeah, that was what I was going to make mention
Yeah.
of, because if he was probably up to par as he has been for the season, something could have been done about whatever. All right, since as you know that they're going to be onto Mahomes, you could have at least do something, brother.
And Matthew also. Matthew. So one from the offensive line and one from the defensive line. Both of them are the leaders for those lines. And Tampa just got into their head. And that's why I'm saying that psychologically, Tampa was just better on the day. So Wally can correct me if I'm wrong. Jensen is the one from Tampa, right? He literally just poke at Jones, and Jones retaliated. He got a penalty.
I think the one of the things that happened, because I was just doing some checks. What they said is that typically the Kansas City defense, their play style is very physical. They do a lot of holding and so on. And what happened is that this particular this particular set of referees, I was just reading some commentary. What they said is that they are very, very particular in terms of calling those holding calls. And so what happens now is that if, as a defense, you are accustomed to playing very physical, holding and so on, and those calls don't get called under normal circumstances, it's very, very difficult for you to adjust, and you're going to get frustrated because now you're playing a natural game and you're being called for penalties. A lot of those calls, well, a good
Shouldn't have
percentage
been
of the
called.
calls, you could call them, if I was to use a football equivalent, rather, some ticky-tack calls. So the referee is not wrong per se to call it, so it wasn't an erroneous call. However, discretion could be applied, especially based on the
The
magnitude
nature of
of
the
the
game,
game that is
exactly.
being played, to allow the play to go on. There are some blatant ones, like the one where Mike Evans, I think it was the second quarter, basically had his man beat and the guy fell and tripped him. So those are some blatant pass interference
But that
calls.
one was accidental though, Wally.
But all
Yeah,
right,
man.
hold on a
But
second though. But here's Lad McLaren in the comment section saying that the Chiefs defense committed some silly fouls and was penalized. Shakes made mention of that they made some silly, stupid fouls in which they made some fouls where they allowed the Buccaneers to go like 95 yards up the field, in which that's basically the entirety of the pitch.
right, precisely. So in addition to some of the tiki-tack calls, there was indeed some indiscipline, as you indicated, Levon, for the that allowed them to get penalized so often.
As I said, I believe the refs were just too card happy, too flag happy, right?
So hold on,
And,
Shakes.
and they were just too flag happy for one team.
So Shakes,
I have
I'm going
no
to draw for
problem.
equivalent. As
Go
Wally
again?
just said, Wally just drew for a football equivalent, so I'm going to draw
Yes.
for one as well. You're saying that
Mike Dean, we're gonna talk about him later, man.
you're
Mike
saying
Dean
that
and Lee
they're like
Mason.
Mike Dean.
Yeah, man. Mike Dean and Lee Mason. They were over there. I believe Jason made reference to the Glazers. Yeah, man, I believe they called them over for that match yesterday.
But the thing is that though, so the penalties, so the penalties, because I hear people making the argument. I said the argument making the rounds that the penalties cost the Chiefs the games, which is really erroneous because those penalties occurred on the defensive side of the ball. No, there were no penalties that negated any splash plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. They just got their mouth smashed in when they were on offense.
We
So,
agree, but we're not
so,
using
so
the refs to say that's why Kansas lost.
But
No,
Orlando,
remember we gave you guys credit.
Shakes, Wally, pay attention right here. Don't watch the comment section. You can read, but stop paying that mind. Continue.
you're right. So, right. So it really, you have an offense where for the entire game you have a grand total of nine points. So it really shows it. Rolling, Divo, rolling. The second guru.
From one guru to the next. Good night, boss.
Up.
All right.
Right. So it really showed again the game plan of and the defensive brilliance of Todd Bowles. The other thing though is that what this really showed is that Andy Reid needs to have a plan B. I mean, he would have never encountered a situation where the great Patrick Mahomes would have only been able to muster field goals, where Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill was neutralized. There's no way when you're having your team meeting, you're going to have a plan to say, okay, if these three guys don't get off, what are we going to do? You would never conceive something like that. So again, it really points to the genius of our defensive scheme that was applied in that particular finals. A fantastic performance. And then on the offensive side, as I said to you, it's not the yardage that is important. It is what you do in the red zone, right? When these two teams met, as I said on the last live, Tyreek Hill had over 200 yards in the first two quarters. Patrick Mahomes threw for almost 500 yards. And yet the deficit at the end of the game was only 3 points, and they only managed 27 points from those monster numbers, right? Tom Brady, if you can look at the stats, I don't think he threw for more than 250 yards, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. So really what is critical is what you do in the red zone. You could have 1,000 yards, but that counts for naught if that doesn't translate into actual touchdowns.
All right, so remember that we don't leave out our commenters because they're very essential to us. So here's Roots Mill saying that the officiating was so one-sided. I thought it was over in the first half. Bucks got gifted 14 points before the end of the half. Should have been 10-3 heading into the second half.
Lastly, I'm not really
gonna
touch on the officiating again because, as I said, the Bucks defense was elite. I stated that already, so that's why they won. I will say this though, big up to the 4 black men that are a part of the Tampa Bay team. No, man. Yeah, Fournette was good. And what's his name again? Wally, is it White?
Yeah.
Those 2 guys, but those are not the black guys I'm talking about. I'm talking about the coordinators, the 4 black coordinators for the Tampa Bay team, right? There was one man, I believe his name is it Leftwich, Wally?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that man literally did not get any job interviews because he's black.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that side of the story.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
But
So
also,
we won't dig much deeply into that because we didn't really see it much. Shakes was the one whose side. So
Yeah.
all right.
but
So we
but
move
but,
on.
but also but also though, just to so again, a lot of credit is given to the defense, and rightly so. But again, it also the offensive plan done by Tampa was also excellent. As I indicated, that
Okay.
the gap in defense between the Chiefs and the Buccaneers is very, very large. And we saw that they were able to execute their run plays fairly comfortably, which really set up a lot of play action for later on in the game. And again, timely throws by Brady, sustained drives, just getting the chunk plays right throughout the game to set up the three touchdowns. This side is going to be very, very scary next season. They have had
I
the
agree.
experience under the belt. The offensive coordinators know what Brady loves to do. Brady knows the type of schemes that the coordinators want to run. The defense is dialed in. I'm definitely expecting more production from Antonio Brown, and if Antonio Brown gets to even 70% of where he was at Pittsburgh, and Mike Evans, gets consistent. It's going to be a very, very long season for anybody who has to face this team.
Trust me, though, Wally. Chiefs will be back and will be back better because they're going to go out and get the pieces to give Mahomes. So just watch out, man. Watch out for them.
But I must say though, I have to give Mahomes is going to be very, very good for a long time. Um, Everybody exposes his technical ability and his technical gifts, and rightly so. That is there for all to see. But what I saw yesterday that impressed me the most was what is not captured in the box score. The heart that he showed. I mean, you had the defense pulling him down, and instead of just
He's making
taking
plays.
shots, he was still trying to make plays over and over and over again. It that to me was my biggest takeaway for Mahomes, and which really said to me that he has what it takes to really be great for a
But
very, very
Wally,
long time.
remember that we pointed it out on the last live, that this man is known for his mental fortitude because a lot of time his team has been chasing games and he pulled them back to win games. So if you look at it, he has a far way to go in this thing, and we just have to wish them the best. But again, congrats to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the GOAT himself, Tom Brady, for his seventh ring, more than any NFL team in history. I have to give them a lot of ratings, man. And a lot of people were saying that his time was up with his last season at the Patriots, but here comes the man proving himself once again. And as I said, congrats to them because to me, to be honest, I think Brady is the one that coaches that team. Congrats, move on, and we'll jump right into our next
Yeah,
sport.
man, real good, real good, the only good, unquestionably the good.
And as they have been making mention of and what has been, as Wally said, the guru. He's the guru of NFL. We move on to our next one that has been called the guru of cricket. Demo, welcome, boss man.
Good night, good night, good night, everybody.
And I'm going to
Ye-
start
Yeah,
right with you, boss man.
Listen,
hold on,
first of
Demo.
all, yes,
Yeah, man. First of all, you need to start the segment by letting those who were deriding you,
yeah,
mocking
yeah.
you,
Nobody steal my
and
thunder.
calling you
Nobody
a
steal my thunder.
leader
Don't steal my
to give a
thunder, boss.
public
Relax.
apology.
So I am hereby asking the whole of this panelist crew here and
Yeah,
all those in the comment section who
yeah.
laughed and ridiculed me. I don't just talk cricket today. You see this trophy? You see this? I earned my thing. So the only thing why I was late, I was looking for a king crown to come here. I couldn't find one. Crown me. the cricket guru from now on. Sheikhs come with him outlandish talking all the time, and it failed. But me, I will always be the cricket. See, thank you
Demo,
very much,
you
Akil.
predicted West Indies to come back 2-1 in the one-day series.
Hold on,
They lost
Shakes,
3-0.
Shakes.
Listen.
Why didn't you give me the opportunity to give him that uppercut and that
No,
shot?
because he addressed me directly, like I was the one that predicted West Indies to win the
Listen.
one-day series.
Thank you, everybody in the comments. Apology accepted, and we will move. Listen to me. This was such a historic moment for West Indies cricket. People, they're going to come and say, "Oh, it's Bangladesh. West Indies should have beaten Bangladesh." Da 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 da. No, playing in Bangladesh is very difficult for any team on those pitches. And what West Indies did with an under-strength squad was nothing short of amazing. And I called
A
it.
miracle.
Listen, you can call it a miracle if you want.
It was.
It was simply amazing. All the guys who performed in regional cricket, well, most of them, barring Mosley, stepped up to the plate. Warwican did brilliantly in regional cricket. He came up. Raheem Cornwall did well. Bonner did well. Mears did well. All the guys who people say should not be playing because it's just regional cricket, and when they go to the international level, they won't be able to matriculate and all of this nonsense without giving them a chance, came up and they proved the doubters wrong. Big up to Kyle Mears. Like, nothing short. He set records, and the partnership was a record, and everything was just amazing and unbelievable.
Alright, so hold on a second. This is where I come in. Congrats to the West Indies on this win, because it was a big win. However, you have to also give Bangladesh some credit because Bangladesh dropped them on at least 3 times. So don't leave out that,
No, drop catches are a part of the game.
No, man, listen, me say, man. You have to give them a lot of respect for dropping those catches because hadn't they'd have bowled out West Indies. But as I said, congrats to them. It was a very good performance because they made use of the opportunity that they shelled him 3 times, and guess what? After that, Manchester said, "Here what? I'm going to do this on my own, and I'm going to get my team over this." So congrats team, brilliant double century.
Yeah, so they shoulda, coulda, woulda gonna really play with cricket, but fine, they dropped him and all of that. But it was crucial that those 2 wickets that Raheem Cornwall got in the over that he bowled and got the openers. And so Bangladesh couldn't push on as fast as they wanted because they had to rebuild for a second, and they did that. And honestly, I thought after the wickets of Brathwaite and stuff, I thought Brathwaite was the man to see us through because we know Brathwaite can bat time and he can bat long. But after he went, I did not expect it to be Myers to be the one to thing. And so that was a massive surprise to me. He looked very shaky at 99 or 98.
He was shaky right throughout.
The man just edged everything, and after he made his 100, he just started to swipe at everything. I'm like, bro, chill, relax. We'll get there. And I was so glad to see Bonner took up the responsibility. He's not a senior man. Both of them are debut players. And he went down to him and he spoke to him vigorously and like, baton, And so they settled down and they got the job done, man. And the only disappointment is that Bonner didn't get a century. Bangladesh, they had the opportunity to make some reviews. We looked dead, plumb in front, and they didn't go and take those reviews. And I was so shocked because those look out from the get-go. And so, we got a little luck, and with the luck, I am now crowned the guru
So
of
boss
cricket.
man.
Rally round the West
Hold
Indies.
on. What did I just
Never
find out?
give up.
And the fans are killing me because I said that West Indies got lucky. I just said that, it's because of some drop catches that the man ended up win. Basically, I'm saying that it was because of luck. What did I say wrong?
So on the cricket talk, what Dima just said, you mentioned Bonner, that yes, he was on debut, but you need to point out that he's actually a senior man in regional cricket. So he would have been able to guide Mayers in terms of talking to him, refreshing him, right? But,
yeah, that's fine.
But let me state this categorically. I've always been somebody that don't like many of those West Indians, as in you see the ones that are at home, you see the ones that are playing in the T10 league. So when Demo here trying to show me out, like say I don't support West Indies cricket. Listen, I don't support those money merchants, right? I've always said Shea Hope should have been dropped from a long time ago. Darren Bravo not supposed to be playing cricket for West Indies. Man like Carlos Brathwaite ain't supposed to be playing cricket. Man like Ravman Powell ain't supposed to be playing cricket for West Indies. I rather see
Why Ravman?
Why?
Yeah, Ravman played in the ODI series.
What was the scoreline?
No, but he played and then
No,
he
what
went
was the
to
scoreline? No, I never asked if he
Scorecard,
played.
man.
What was
Can
the
I score like
scoreline?
scorecard, man? And a football at all.
No, man, the scoreline, as in for the series.
They lost the series, but
How
what I'm
much?
saying is he played and then he left. It's not like he abandoned the team and just leave them for play.
Did
He
he
played.
perform?
No, man, Demon, but you're missing this point. He's saying that man like those shouldn't be in the team any at
Why?
all.
He earned his spot. Why? He was one
Earned
of the
it
leading
how?
run scorers for the regional 50 over before.
All right, anyway, moving on from Ravman Powell. The point I'm trying to make is, you see, I rather persons who actually go out and show heart, pride in playing for West Indies. That is what I want to see. I don't want a man to feel. Demo even said it, that many West Indians nowadays, when they reach 50, them celebrate like them reach 100. So the
Yeah.
standard automatically has fallen in the region where you're putting up your bat. It's not
Banna kiss him
T20.
cap when he make 50, you see.
Exactly, right? The standard is so low. Listen, yes, when you make a 50 in T20, that's like making a century in Test cricket. But you can't be making a 40 or a 50 in Test cricket and you want to raise your bat. Them things that don't make no sense, right? But as I said, I prefer to see players going out and playing with pride, with heart. Listen, if them lose, no problem, but at least put up a fight. That is what I saw from West Indies. Let me point this out. However, Bangladesh was without Shakib. So Bangladesh were a bowler short.
That's
I
not
don't
West Indies'
believe.
fault.
No, hold on. No, I'm not taking. Hold on.
Nobody
I'm not
try
trying
water
to
down
take.
the man them thing, boss.
I am not
Okay.
taking away anything from the West Indies because
Okay.
you play who is in front of you, whomever is bowling to you on the day, you bat them, right?
Good.
But I'm just saying, Bangladesh were not at full strength in terms of their bowling unit. So I don't believe this is just proper analysis, you know. You have to take emotions out of it. I don't believe that if Shakib was there, West Indies would have won the game. I believe West Indies could have.
Hold on, Shakes, hold on. Let me point out clearly that you're speaking from a hypothetical position because you don't know what would have happened. You only can
So number
nitpick and guess.
number one, Bangladesh would have made more runs.
Oh, you know that, bro. You just a guess and spell.
Shakes, again, hypothetically speaking.
Bangladesh would have
Put
made.
that at the
Hold on.
beginning of your statement.
Let me ask you this. Shakib is Bangladesh best player. True or false?
True. Did he play the first innings and bat? Did he
Yes.
bat
How
in the
much did he
first?
make? How
You
much
tell
did he make?
me. Because we
Alright.
How much
share
did
the
he make?
same match.
Alright, Shakes, I can counter your argument because number one, you said if Shakib did this, if Shakib did that, who would have thought that Mehidi Hassan would have scored a century? There you go. Argument dead. Leave that alone, Shakes.
But hold on, we're not talking about somebody making the highest or the most amount of runs. It's just a matter of contributing to a team sport.
You know, I can simply argue there and say if Jason Holder would did it, we would have made more runs.
No. Them man they don't want to play for West Indies right now.
But you just use ifs and buts to try like what? If
Demo. That is what I just point out in a demo that
the if
Shakes is
actually
speaking from a
somebody that is in the
hypothetical
game.
position. Shakes, use this when you're making a statement. Speaking from an hypothetical
Levon,
position.
let me ask you this. All right, let me ask you and Demo this simple question. If Shakib Al Hassan had played that second innings, would West Indies have won the game? Simple question.
I don't know.
The possibility exists that they would have.
But it also exists that they could have lost.
And the possibility exists that they could have lost as well.
I am not going to have this on the stream. Stop trying water down the man them thing, brother.
Shakes.
Stop trying water down the man them.
Let's remember around here. I said to Wale the other day that you see around here, we don't put some little half volume for you just simply just hit that out of the park. Around here is cutthroat, so no hit nor butt here, right? cut out the
Exactly, and you guys can't
dollars.
answer the question. You
I
understand
just
it's if
answered the,
and
I
but.
just answered the question
Oh my
because you
God.
are the one that's saying that if this, if that. I just said the problem. Notice,
All right.
I said
All right,
that you should have started off your statement by saying
Hold
hypothetically
on. Let me
speaking.
see. Let me see if you guys are fair in your analysis. If Virat Kohli is playing for India, they
Yeah.
played a recent series versus Australia. So we don't have to go if or buts.
Mm.
They played with Virat Kohli in the first test, right?
Yeah,
They lost.
yeah.
Mhm.
If Virat Kohli had played for the rest of the series, India would have still won the series.
Bro, I don't know. Me
The
can't live in a
possibility
if and but
exists. So
world.
watch it. Again, you kill your own
Does
argument just
Virat
saying the
Kohli
shake.
does
Shake,
Virat
shakes.
Kohli make the
Hold on the
team
shakes.
better? Does
Shakes.
Virat Kohli make the team better?
Yo,
Yes.
listen up, boss man.
Does he
Shakes.
make the
You
team
just
better? Yes
contradict.
or
You
no?
just
Simple question.
shakes.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Shakes.
Thank you.
You listen now. Me give you
Thank
time
you.
to talk.
The
I'm
team
gonna kill your
sport.
argument. You same one just contradict your own point, because here is it.
You're gonna
You
hurt me.
say if Virat had played, if they
Yes,
if they would have still won. Remember that he didn't play. They won. Now you're
exactly.
saying that Bangladesh played with Shakib, right? They played the
Yeah,
first innings with Shakib.
and they made 400 and odd runs.
All right, cool. Who who are you to say? Who are you now to say that if they had played with him in the second innings, they would have made more? In which Virat played the first test match, they lost. Because it's your own comparison I use Kilena. You said Virat played the first test and they lost it. Now they played the rest of the series without him and they won the series
Didn't
without
was
their best player.
Levan, wasn't he a part of the team that get bowled out for 36?
Oh, that.
Virat
Virat,
Kohli. Okay, good. And he makes the team better, right?
let's move on.
Good.
Let's move on. And
Good. Argument dead.
Brother,
let
I know guess and spell cricket in the boss. Hard to deal with,
I
man.
guess that's why West Indies got 3-0 in the ODI series.
Well, this
Okay.
is a test series. This isn't a different team.
but
So you-
honestly those shakes, where even though we give Demo stick, I have to give him some props where Demo came on here before the series even started and he said that West Indies is going to perform good in the test series. About the ODI he's not so sure, but he said that the test team was actually way superior to the ODI team. So we have to give him that.
Thank
Um
you. I appreciate it.
alright, take your one, Captain. Big up yourself on the winnings.
Big up Craig Brathwaite, future captain for West Indies cricket.
Alright, so final question, Demo.
Mm.
Do you think that Jason Rush should just give up the captaincy and just focus on his batting?
Listen, Jason Holder's captaincy is not impressive. I think a lot of individual performances bail him out at times. He does not set the field well, and I think just because he speaks eloquently, that's why he got the captaincy for me. I don't think he captains well. He makes some stupid bowling changes. A lot of the times, he brings on himself when Alzari Joseph did it for bowl before him, and like he doesn't captain well. The thing is, who is going to take it from him? And so
Brathwaite.
if I don't think Craig is that much impressive either in terms of setting fields, because he was very defensive at some points in the game, even to new batsmen who come in. And I'm like, bro, you need to get the field more aggressive. I think Jason should leave it alone, but I just don't know who should take it over. If I say Craig Brathwaite, I just bias, but I don't know who's supposed to take it over from him.
Alright, we know that Wally has to run because he has some prior obligations. So quickly,
Alright.
we move over to football.
Yeah.
Don't think you're going to get away from this, boss man. Not around here. Arsenal 0. Aston Villa 1. Boss man, what's happening at Arsenal?
Um, it was a hot one low. Me no watch no more. Me no watch no much after that match. Me na hide and talk. The build up play by Arsenal is very good. But what we're lacking, when I look at the other matches, Man U, City, even to a lesser extent, Liverpool, because they're slumping. That clinicalness in the final third, that is what we're lacking. That is what we're lacking. So we have good interplay, good build-up play, but we're just lacking there. I mean, the second the second half, we spent most of the second half in Aston Villa's half, and we just were not able to capitalize that clinical touch that is required to get the goals, which what separates the big teams and the teams at the top of the table. That is what is really lacking. We really, if you really look at the game, we definitely deserve to get at least a point out of that match.
Wally, you calling your team a small
But
team?
hold on a second. Wally, you know that one thing I just enjoyed about the analysis? At the beginning, man, you stuttered. Lots for
Yeah,
one.
he just call his team a small
it hurt me,
team.
man.
But you have to give your ratings to actually be on the show, because you have a specific analyst. His name is Bones. Because Arsenal's lost the last 2 matches, that man shy away from the programming and come and give me some stupid excuse, but he get caught up on this side.
The man is all over Facebook.
Bones, we are watching you, boss man. We are watching you. We know, sir, because you lose and you said what? Arsenal will not, categorically speaking, and the man said with a lot of. The man come here and basically give it like the man throw a bounce off of me. Duck me off a duck. The man say, yo,
Yeah, man.
Arsenal will not
Would never lose a game
a next match in 2021.
We need and anytime William come on the field, my blood pressure just go. What it was when the switch was made and Saka came over to the left. I think after the party injury, right? And Saka came over to the left. The team transitioned magnificently. As William, come on. Saka
everything
just
slow down.
last out of the game. The man just hug the ball. I mean, I say, what is wrong with this Croft man? I'm not why come out of the field. Getting the man hurt.
Wally, who do you blame? Do you blame the player or do you blame the coach for putting him on the field?
Why I don't know what secret William have for Arteta now, but the man I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't know at all.
Honestly though, Wally, I forgot tonight, but I honestly brought some toilet paper for you because you need to wipe up them tears and make hear the hurt from.
Tough, brother. But we're not around where I face music,
Yeah, man. And as I said before though, I know that you have to run now, so you would respect your boss man for showing up tonight again.
Guru.
The guru of NFL, as they call him, because it was the producer himself, who gave you that title. The producer said the NFL guru.
Yeah.
So, Josh Carla, you tag the man with the name now. So, as of now, no second for that. And we know that you're a man that really follows your team as well. And one thing I want to point out, you're a fitness mogul, and since this is a sports show, at some point in time we're going to bring you on for you to talk about some fitness ideas for some of our viewers and even for some of our analysts.
Yes, man. No worry, we are getting at this. We are working on the summer program, Demon. Not say a word.
Already.
But let's say a word, Wally. Until next time, peace out, boss man. Big up yourself.
Right,
Big up yourself, Wally. Big up yourself.
All right. Respect.
All right, Tom Brady.
And guys, as Wally leave Levon, just so you know, my internet there messed up a whole heap over the weekend because we had a snowstorm. So a lot of the games, I missed a lot of the games because
no surprise there.
No, I saw bits and pieces of Liverpool game.
Yeah, man, no surprise.
James, why you being like that, man?
I'm sorry.
Let's move on. We saw Burnley taking on Brighton. The Battle of the Bees, the Battle of the Bees that beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Jesus Christ.
Have to rub that in. But
every single stream would have mentioned Liverpool losing at Anfield, boss.
Because you're a small team now.
Oh my days, bro.
We saw a 1-1 draw between the two teams. Some of us expected that Brighton would have continued on the good run that they have been on, but it wasn't meant to be. They ended up drawing the match, and it was a well-deserved points for both teams. So, Jason, what did you saw that?
in recent lives, I spoke about Burnley's lack of thrust in terms of getting shots. Again, I know they were against Chelsea and Manchester City, but this game, Burnley had more than 20 shots in the match. You know,
Woo!
they were,
Keeper came to the
yeah,
rescue.
Burnley had more than 20 shots in the match. So I agree with Lavant's assessment that it was a well deserved draw because both teams really had opportunities to get the 3 points. And in my estimation, I know it is not realistic, but probably if both teams could get the 3 points, I would have given them. But that is not realistic. So overall, from the balance of play, it was a deserved result.
But we move on from that, and it was a packed weekend action. So next up we saw Newcastle taking on Southampton in a very entertaining match.
Tacky!
A match that ended up 3-2, and another match that saw Jan Bednarek performing poorly, but we saw Yannick Vestergaard back for Southampton. I would expect them to hit some form again with the monster back in the back line. But Newcastle winning 3-2 at home. Joe Willock scoring while Arsenal was losing.
Yeah.
And Mikel Almiron got on the score sheet twice. It's been a while since he has scored. We also saw
Big
Takumi
up Minamino.
scoring for Southampton and James Ward-Prowse. Wow.
Jeez.
What do I say about that man?
Another free
Jeez,
kick.
man.
What do I say about that man?
My
And
God.
it was an entertaining match, and sadly, I'm very hurt by that match because I bought them for under 4.5 and the man was scored. So I'm hurt over it. But entertaining match, and Dima, I'm sure that you're pretty much happy that Minamino was on the score sheet.
Bro, I'm always happy when lone players do well. I thought that he was unjustly treated. I thought that he should have played a lot more games, especially after scoring against Crystal Palace. We didn't. I came on the stream once and I told you since Palace we haven't seen him, and he just, I'm glad for him.
But next up we saw Fulham taking on West Ham, a match that some of us thought that West Ham would have come out on top based on how they've been playing, but wasn't meant to be. And the talking point in that match was a stupid red card that was given to Thomas Soucek. It was absolutely ludicrous because it was accidental. The man lifted his hand like this, and it accidentally catch a player, and he was given a red card by guess who? Trigger happy, Mike Dean. But West Ham appealed it, and the card got overturned. So at least sense prevailed.
No, but how people get away with stuff like that? Suppose that, like, how that match ended. Suppose the other team, Fulham, they go on and win the game because of the red card that he got. And then, what they might give them back them points? Like, I don't understand. Just because you retract the card, it means you already cost them the game.
No, you see, for me, what amazed me is the fact that Mike Dean actually went to the monitor and still gave red card.
Mitrovic, but Jason, if you look at it, it is the second match in succession that he has given a red card. Well, he never gave the red card directly in the first one. He just blew for a penalty, and when he went over, he gave a red card. It was appealed and it was rescinded for Jan Bednarek. Remember that he did that in the United match.
The Manu, yeah.
And then yet he came once again, gave a red card to Soucek, went over the monitor, still retained it. So, boy.
Even Mitrovic there tell him, say, yo, it's just a little thing. Both of them there say it was school.
Can we just point out that it's the tandem of Lee Mason in the VAR room?
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Plus Mike Dean, who has done this for the second game running, where he has called him over. You know, what came out was that Lee Mason said to Mike Dean that, oh, look at how Soucek is making a fist in terms of clenching his fist. So that is why he asked, as in he could not make that decision on the VAR monitor. So that is why he asked Mike Dean to walk over to the pit side monitor to look at it to give that red card. But it's just ridiculous. You see those two, I think it was the previous show where I was lambasting the English referees, saying that they're just not good. It's simple. They're just not good.
We won't go down that road,
Yeah.
but I'm going to draw for parallel. Over the weekend, I saw Atalanta playing against Torino, and Christian Romero made a tackle on Belotti. The referee was going to give Romero a red card,
And Belati
and
big deal.
Belotti was like, no, 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 no.
Mm.
It wasn't intentional. And it
Mhm.
seems like the referee actually bought into it, and the man ended up making the man stay on the
Yeah,
field.
common sense. Like,
But I've said it on the show that it happens nowhere else in the world. It's only in England. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's attention because they know that the TV cameras are on them. Because if you realize, think about it. The TV cameras always go to the refs in the EPL matches when you compare it to the other leagues around the world. So I don't know if they want to be the center of attention, especially Mike Dean. I see where somebody saying that this man just want to go down in history as giving the most red cards in football. I don't know. It has to be that because that for me, it just was not a red card. Even the Vestergaard versus Manu, that was not a red card.
The Premier
Bednarek, huh?
League is all
Bednarek.
about. Premier
Yeah,
League is all
Bednarek.
about.
Sorry, Bednarek. Yeah.
Premier
All right,
League.
we won't waste much time on that though. So
Mm.
we move on to a match that was somewhat entertaining, somewhat disappointing for a lot of fans, including myself, because after what went down Saturday earlier, and I was hoping that my team would actually lift me up somewhat, but it wasn't meant to be. Went up 2-0 after dominating the first half, came out second half, and within 10 minutes, dunce. That's the only word I could actually use to describe it. From the
Man
players
said
on the
done.
field to the coach, everybody in the setup and the managerial perspective, dunce. I can't say well, I can say because it's been what about 2 or 3 seasons now. I've been calling for the head of the Daya to leave United. I'm one of the biggest Daya hater right now. Well, for the last 3 years, as I mentioned, I
That's
don't want
true.
to see the man in a goal. Give to Henderson, could have cussed Henderson a little bit more. Give it making green at the position. Could have talked to him a week, Henderson. And boy, Maguire in that match was basically not even a cone was static like him. If a cone was there, the cone would have done a better job, to be honest. But
Harry is a cone.
and one
Find
decision that all right, Shakes.
something else.
We move on from that though, right? The game was at 3-2. 3-2 in 90 plus 4 minutes. Right? Now you're telling me that Mason Greenwood, who played a very good game, and the previous player, the man tracked down Josh King and took the ball from Josh King and brought it up the other end. You tell me say you try to waste time, and why you take off Greenwood? To put on Twansebe, a man that has been under the stick for the last 2 matches that he has played.
Yeah.
Done decision by the coach and people could have tell me say, oh, because of this, brother, can't go on that. Done decision. And Jason, quickly, what were your views on the match itself? Because I really have much time I waste on it.
For me, it was a combination of wastefulness in attack versus dunceness in defense. That's pretty much how it is. This game, United control the first half. This game should have ended. And I mean, credit to Everton. Everton were clinical. They scored from the 3 shots that they had on target. But 2 of them were not even 2, all 3, because even James' goal, the pressure or the lack thereof for his goal, it just wasn't there. And you think they would have learned from the Sheffield game, but obviously they didn't. Obviously they didn't. So the team itself is just stubborn right now. So for me, it just felt like a defeat for me. It was just 2 points dropped. But mega see if what kind of real Everton I could come out now, because I think the next 2 games are against Man City and Liverpool. So let me see. But overall, I mean, I agree with your statement that I think we should just give Dean Henderson a chance to stake his claim. The man performed for Sheffield last season. He was brilliant. And you just have him just as this is not Romero, this is not Romero. This is an aspiring goalkeeper who have real hopes of actually, staking his claim for the number 1 jersey. Because
For
Pickford is
years
not
to come.
it. For
Shakes.
years to come.
Shakes, your minute. 1 minute.
My minute. Okay. Harry Maguire. No brainer. Victor Lindelof, no brain. Yeah, this is what I was pointing to with Jason. No brain, right? No brain. If you realize their hairstyle, all they do, Harry Maguire's hair is up in the air. And Lindelof, all he does is do this in the game. That's all he does in the game. Like touch his hair. He doesn't do anything.
He really does that a lot.
Yeah, he does that. Both of them do that. Both of them just touch their hair. That's what they do. They don't cut out passes. They don't cut out plays. They don't have no positional sense. Them just dunce. As you put it, them just dunce. Boy, I'll forget what I was gonna say about Man U.
30 seconds.
Man U should have been 5 up. 5 up. So that is why I was doing this. Man U should have been 5 up from the first half. So Man U did not take their chances. So that is why Everton, they were left in the game. Now, when you don't have no defense and you don't take your chances, my God, the team only need 1 and 2 chances to score, which is what happened in the game.
But Shapes, this game should have been marked as a brilliant game because Rashford cross Cavani, brilliant.
Yeah.
Bruno goal, brilliant. Shaw assist for
That's why you don't hear me. That's why you don't hear me blaming the attackers, right? The only thing I will say is that we should have been 5 up, right? But listen, I literally saw where somebody said you cannot expect a team to be contending for a title or titles, whichever way you want to put it. And every single game, you need a team to score 4 goals or always score 4 or 5 goals because you're conceding 3, 2, 4 goals just the same. That does not make any sense. As they always say, defense win championships. Defense wins titles. It's as simple as that.
All right. So
let me just say though, for me that game, I thought that your attackers won you 3 points and then your defense take away 2.
Just gave it up.
Although a lot of people argue that Rashford was dunce because he could have scored on quite a couple of occasions, but that live for another day. And further down in the next live, we'll discuss some stats that I saw earlier on that United has missed the most chances in the league this season. So
really,
yeah. So for another live, we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
We saw Tottenham return to winning ways yesterday with the return of Harry Kane. He scored, yes. But guess what? Harry Kane missed like around 3 to 4 clear-cut chances. I watched that match in its entirety. And I was like, credit to West Brom because West Brom caught them on the counter attack a couple times well. And if it wasn't for Diagne and his poor positional play, because the man was right there on the defense, and all the man needed to was take a prips right across the line, and the man would have been onside. He got the ball into the back of the net twice and got them both ruled out. But Kane scored, Son scored. And specifically that second goal, it was a very good goal. Kane chested it down to Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura accelerated, then one pass.
Shouldn't have happened, though, Levon. Shouldn't have happened. That West Brom player should have pulled down Lucas Moura before he entered the West Brom half. Just take one for the team.
Agreed upon. And this is the next match that I watched in full over the weekend as well. Wolves against Leicester. I expected more of the match, but boy, Wolves, they let go of Diego Jota. And they have given over his role to a player named Pedro Neto. Brother, the man with the rings record period, the entire...
That man rings everybody every weekend.
Yo, Demo, I was there, and the thing is that, you see, if Wolves did ever have a centre forward...
Wait, Jose didn't play?
He's not a real centre forward. He's just somebody on the field.
Brother, I saw on one occasion Neto killed Evans, Pereira, and Tillemans in one move, brother. Is that the man take on it out there, them surround him?
Yeah.
And go through out there, then push the ball around Pereira and catch it out around the other side. And the man swinging brother, suppose to see the pitch up across. That it was a centre forward dream. And guess what? The cherry have run on the ball over the next side, man, and back in.
That happens almost week in, week out.
But after give credit to one Leicester player, a player that I just seem to be amazed by him every week. You see that player, James Justin.
Yeah, man.
Boy, some player, man, because the man would have marked Cherry for most of the match. It was not until the second half that Cherry got a run, and Cherry got a chance that was the ball was cut back to him by Neto, if memory serves me correct. And if James Justin wasn't on spot to make a last-ditch tackle. The man actually followed him from the other side, come right into the box. Last-ditch tackle saved the day for Leicester. But all in all, based on what I saw in that match, a draw was the fairest of result. And let's see how it goes from here to the end of the season, because they might expect Leicester to start sliding. It was the second match running that they had the chance to pass Man United, and
Exactly.
guess what? They didn't take it. The match that everyone is certainly waiting to discuss, one that one of our analysts don't really want to talk much about.
Bro, I really don't, bro.
Liverpool won. Phil Foden 4, because it was a Phil Foden show. Phil Foden was absolutely immaculate. And let's also point out that Ilkay Gundogan, even though he scored 2, he missed a penalty. Demo.
Listen, I'm honestly, I just want to say that the better team won and just call it a day, because if I start to talk about Liverpool and that game and Klopp right now, you're gonna start hearing me come out about Klopp out. I'm really not want to get to that point there. Like my head just a go, brother. But I'm so caught on the imbalance right now, because Alisson and Klopp. I'm gonna know who more get the blame, because it was such nonsense, bro. You go out and you buy 2 centre back. You go and you buy 2. Nat Phillips is on farm, and you're coming up against Manchester City. Sure, normally you work your players in, you don't just show them in as you buy them. Fine, that's fine. Use Nat Phillips then, no? Use Nat Phillips. There's nothing to lose. Leicester City drop points, Manchester United drop points, and you have the chance to gain. You have nothing to lose. Play Nat Phillips at centre back with Fabinho and put Henderson back in midfield. It's simple for me. If you have Kabak on the bench, fine, whatever. You chose to play both midfielders at midfield, and you go with the midfield where you choose Curtis Jones and all of that. Fine. At halftime, the game, for me, the game was even. I didn't think, I thought it was kind of cagey for the first probably 30 minutes. Sadio Mane get a simple chance, and I have been saying for the whole streams what we do. Thiago is not our problem. Taking our chances is our problem. Trent was doing bits for the first 30 minutes. Trent was awesome. Intercepting Sterling, all of that in there good for 30 minutes, and then he play a ball right on Mane head for just knock the ball inside, and he misses. This is the thing about Liverpool this season. We just keep rushing people back after injury, thinking that they're just supposed to be bang on form after one training session. Mane, Alisson, Fabinho, all of them just coming back from injury, and just throw them inside and say, okay, go and play, right? And we'll come City on form, and we just decide, so we're at Anfield, so let's just do that. We'll come there, and the man them come second half, light switch, boom, run him, them just a run with to wreck, bro. I mean, like, what is happening? When is Klopp going to make a change? You know when we see the change come? The man take off Curtis Jones, brother. That's how we must start pull me here. Take off Curtis Jones, who was one of our most influential players on the day, starting to get in the game more and more, created a chance that John Stones blocked and he go wide. And bring on James Milner. What James Milner come do? Anyway, Gundogan scored, got his goal, and this seemed to be an occurring theme with Manchester City missing penalties against Liverpool. Riyad Mahrez did it some years ago. Kevin De Bruyne do it this season. Gundogan do it here, and he came back and he scored. Then Alisson, we got back in the game with a brilliant ball from Trent as usual. Salah got on. The man pull him. People are saying, oh, him dive, whatever. Him should not tug the man's shirt. He felt the contact. He fell.
He
penalty
dived.
scored. He felt the contact. He fell. Penalty scored. And then after that, we got back in the game. City just took over, ran riot, and it was the Alice in Wonderland show after that, because that was not Alisson. I don't know who that was, but that was not Alisson, boss.
Karius lend the man his feet for that man.
After that,
I saw your coach come out and said that probably the man just had cold feet. How do you explain? Because it wasn't on 2 occasions that he gave away the ball in them. in that one sequence, in the sequence that City scored the first one that he gave away the ball. He gave away the ball around 3 times in that one play. It was I was like, all right, you tried it once, right? You tried to clear the ball. You see, say it don't work. Why you gonna do it a second time? When you have a man open up on the right hand side.
All my city is when Gundogan scored and then Alisson played the first pass and I think the second goal. As soon as he was about to score the goal, my internet just chip out, so I lose the game. It's when time the thing come back. I see 3-1. I say, wait, what happened? One goal called for 2? Like, and then I see the replay and see the man do the same thing again. Like, man, I don't understand what's happening. And then the internet chip out again. I come back, I see 4-1. I'm like, yo, I just stop, bro. I just give up. And then that was it. Even, like, probably 3 of the goals are Alisson fault, because I duck the man duck under Foden goal.
No, he didn't.
No, Demo. Don't try to take anything away from that Foden goal.
The man ducked under Phil Foden's goal.
That was a brilliant goal by Foden, by
So,
the way.
Levon, let me state this about Foden's goal. I've seen Aguero hit shots like those. Bullets. That was a bullet by Phil Foden. I don't want to hear nothing about no keeper. The ball was literally past the man. If anybody wants to say, oh, Alisson should probably not have been on his knees at that point.
Exactly.
But listen, the shot was a rifle.
Give the ball.
Shakes. And as I pointed out, it was a Phil Foden show. The man was absolute.
Was the
It's a brilliant goal.
It was the Alisson show, boss.
And to be honest, one thing I have to point out though also Shakes, and I'm sure that Jason will agree with me. Phil Foden in comparison to Curtis Jones, oh boy. Phil Foden is way above that man.
So who say nothing about that? No, wait, who they compare them?
But we'll move on to the next match, and we saw Sheffield United taking on Chelsea, a match that Chelsea ended up winning 2-1. All 3 goals were scored by Chelsea. Phil Foden once again. Timo Werner winning a penalty once again, and Rudiger scoring an own goal. Jason, quickly on that. 3 what is it now? 2 or 3 wins under Tuchel?
Me,
3 wins and a draw. So yeah, 10 points out of a possible 12. So they're slowly climbing the table. Your assessment quickly.
For me, even though he didn't score, that was the Timo Werner show. He has been brilliant since Tuchel coming in. The goals is just not coming for him. But in a matter of time, I'm sure once he gets one in the Premier League, goals will start to flow, because as much as he's been bantered and everything, he is still a quality striker. You don't do that for Leipzig last season and come and just drop way off. And he must youth on inside. Him have youth on inside. You know, a certain panelist might say he's a German Shane Lang, but Shane Lang got a championship now. Shane Lang got a championship now, so he's on loan. But anyways,
Timo.
Yeah, but Timo, I mean, he's won the most penalties, I think, by any Chelsea or anybody in the league this season. Overall, Sheffield would have feel aggrieved because Sheffield did get chances, and again, as we spoken, if they had somebody more clinical up top, they could have given more problems for Chelsea. But overall, you can see what Tuchel is trying to achieve with this Chelsea side, and right now it's just bearing fruit. 5th in the table, looking for that late push to the top 4th position. Maybe them take out Leicester out of it. Maybe a Liverpool.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Jason. Jason, remember that Shakes come in here and said that Liverpool will not finish in the top 4. But something that I want to point out, because some of our analysts has beaten this man to sickness at times, but Mason Mount, he scored for Chelsea and he has created the most chances for Chelsea this season.
Please say the something you say about Shakes, please.
He has been what?
23 more than any other player for Chelsea.
That is what I was going to point out, that he has created 23 more opportunities than any Chelsea player this season. And a lot of people were saying that he's Lampard's son, but guess what? Tuchel come in and Tuchel seems to like him because he's hardworking. Can't take it away from him. And he creates opportunities. So all the best
industry man.
All the best to him, man.
Levon, I don't appreciate that. You just say Sheikh said Liverpool will not finish in the top 4. But you know,
But that's
one
a
said
fact.
Sheikh said that Mason Mount was this. His credibility
Yeah,
is
man.
not there.
I just said it, man. I said that one of our
But the
panelists.
Sheikhs,
Okay.
no credibility, boss.
Levon. So let me state this. So today when I was watching the various shows around the world,
Oh my Lord.
every single pundit right now, from Sky Sports to ESPN FC, everybody has started to wonder if Liverpool will still make the top 4. So all of them have given up on Liverpool for the title race. That's a given. But right now, they are actually wondering if Liverpool will make the top 4. Remember, I came out almost a month now, and said that Liverpool ain't gonna make the top 4. And I'm pretty sure the cries are gonna get louder and louder. You know what I also saw today? Because Demo said he doesn't want to go out and say Klopp out. But I actually saw a report that stated that Klopp is only 50-50 to come back to Liverpool next season.
Are you like what? Stop the nonsense. Please tell us.
Steven Gerrard is on the move.
Right? So listen,
Levan,
you see,
please tell the people.
let me state something. You see, if things don't go well for Germany at the Euros, don't be surprised if Klopp gets that German job.
Levan, please tell the people all the other stuff that Sheikhs has said on this show, please. No credibility, boss. Stop it.
No, Anna Shakes come out to the report today because I saw the same report.
Thank you.
Report.
I
No,
don't
but
know why
you
he's
said it
making it
before.
seem as though it's me
but
making it
but
up.
let's move on from this now. The final match of the week we saw Leeds taking on Crystal Palace. Leeds exacting some revenge on Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace beat them in the reverse fixture 4-1.
Mm.
Leeds were very good today. They won by 2-0. Patrick Bamford once again on
My
the score
boy
sheet,
Bamford.
and also Jack Harrison
Wait,
has been.
Bamford scored?
Yeah, man.
Of
He
course.
scored the second. Jack Harrison was also on the score sheet. He has been brilliant for them over the past 2 seasons. So, good win for Leeds. And guess what? Bones, they keep on shy away from the program, but you're no longer in the top 10. So, stay down where you belong.
Credit,
Boy.
If you look at Leeds, though, it was kind of expected somewhat because, all right, Crystal Palace is a team that blows hot and cold. This Leeds team, on any given day, if they come to play a ball game, they beat any team. But again, they're another team that does blow hot and cold. This match they're hot, next match they're not.
Wait, Levan, Leeds keep a clean sheet? That just say 2-0?
Correct.
Shocking.
credit to Bamford still that he scored his 100th goal today in club.
Wow.
But we have come to the end of the live. It was a wonderful show. A lot of expertise was put into this show by guess what? First up, we had the NFL guru. And a lot of people have been calling for him. And once again, I want to say thank you to Wally. Don't be surprised, guys. He'll be back because this is the man who knows basketball as well. Don't be surprised, man. Some basketball action is coming up soon, so just wait and watch, man. So Wally was thanks for passing through. You had to run and you thought you were actually Wally thought he was slick by telling me that he had to make a run and actually think that I wasn't going to ask him about Arsenal. Boss man, not try that again. Don't do that. Around here, as I told you, a pure cutthroat bounce out pitch. Seen? And a little half volley and them type of things are going on here. And we had the cricket man himself. Well, let me rephrase. We had the cricket guru, as he's been called now, Demo, who had some internet problem initially, but he ended up making it here by data.
Levan, before you're done, but just a few so nice, I want to give you one credit to. So just ask one question, I'm gonna give the person a cricket question. Both the Bangladesh and West Indies team. I'm gonna send the credit.
Alright, quickly for our viewers, since as Demo is so big on Nkrumah Banner, let me ask the question. How much runs did Nkrumah Banner make in the second innings of the match?
That's an easy one.
First, butt up and catch question, man. Make it easy for them. So, there you have a giveaway at the ending. First person to answer, just answer and you'll get the credit.
All right.
We had some expertise in that. Shakes was here, as always. First man to always come on board. Once the lady Shakes now say no. So big up yourself, boss man. And also,
Somebody answer.
yeah, man, Anthony Butler, I saw your answer, but you don't need it. You don't need it.
You can't.
And
But you said the man
Julian,
no come with Josh paycheck yet.
Wait, what you
come
make? People are saying 86 or
up to
87
no, up to
years,
the
bro.
man can reach with Josh Paycheck. So Anthony Butler, you're disqualified from this, man. So
Disqualified.
don't do us that. Don't you dare do us that, man.
How
But
much you make?
it was 86, man.
Yeah, man, it was
Oh,
86. Yeah.
oh, so Lloyd McLaren.
Yes, I like McCarran. You're an avid viewer of the show, so just link us at Sports Frenzy with your info, and then we'll get the information to the email team, buzz you the credit.
Yeah.
Jason was once again on board, affectionately known as the
Stats,
statistician.
man.
Numbers guru. All right.
And thanks to our viewers, the viewers were here with us from the get-go as well. At one point we saw we reached like 30 views. We have over like 200 comments, and surprisingly we had a lot of people at the beginning listening and watching our analysis of the NFL. So I'm sure that you guys learned a lot. Know that some of you guys might not know about the sport itself, but guess what? This is a show that you come here not just to just listen and football and talk about football on every show. You come here to learn about different sports. That's what we do here. We're here to educate, and we're also here to learn from you guys, because we watch the comment section, even though I tell them that don't art, they can watch it, but don't read out anything on the live. Leave that to me. So thank you guys for tuning in. As I said, I saw like 30 viewers and over 200 comments, and this wouldn't have been possible without the producer himself, Mr. Josh Carl, who has been doing a fantastic job. And guess what, guys, we have a lot of surprises planned for you, but things just take time, man. We should have had one last week, but because of some hiccups, didn't came through. But that person will soon be here very soon. So just stay tuned for some big things. Some big things are coming to Sports Frenzy. And as I told you before, guys, don't think that this is just a life. This is a way of life, and we're going to make this the hugest thing on the internet. Trust me.
Yeah. And just on behalf of all of the panelists, I just want to say again, condolences to you, Levon. Shocked that you decided to turn up tonight, and it just shows your commitment. Again, all of us here with you in the comment section, and you can just ring me at any minute, brother. This rough moment, and just go and hold it, my G. So, big up yourself.
Trust me, Demo, because me never there look for see no show tonight,
Exactly.
honestly. So, massive strength, man. Trust me.
Respect to everybody, man. And for those who have reached out to me and they have set the page, as you know that we run that as well. And the Manchester United Jamaica fans group, for everyone that has reached out and those who have messaged me via inbox or whatever, thanks much for the support, because to be honest, as you just said, we have a roughest time, but at the end of the day, I know what you guys want, and I have to make it possible, because this is us. This is Sports Frenzy, and Sports Frenzy is me, so I have to come here to represent for you guys. So, again, thanks everybody. I'll keep on doing what I have to do, because I have to dig deep to find some inner strength. So I'll just keep on doing that. And again, thanks to everyone. And anybody want to reach out, I'm all on. And so respect, and till the next live, peace out. We'll be here very soon again.
Big up.
No,
Lloyd McLaren, England, listen.
Yeah, man. So Lloyd McLaren, remember, link Demo, and Demo will get you the credit. Until then, next time, peace out.